Don't just watch, interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Greetings, Royal viewers. Welcome to Royal Television, the new vision of Africa. Welcome to the Green Hour. It is another lovely Saturday to be with you all on TV. Yes, the Green Hour is an environmental program where we talk about the environment, the do's, the don'ts about the environment. We talk about climate change relating to health and much more. It's another Saturday. Remember, we come on 3 to 4 p.m. That's 1 hour of talking about the environment. And today on the Green Hour, beautiful viewers of Royal Television, we examine plastic pollution. We examine how plastic pollution is impacting communities across Cameroon and why the problem persists and what urgent actions are needed to protect our environment and why not our future. I'm your host on the Green Hour. My name is Nanga Sonia, and in the studios I'm not alone. I am joined here by an environmental expert. A man who knows the do's, the don'ts about the environment. He doesn't only end there. Of course, he focuses on climate and much more. His name is Ebot Simon Ja. Ebot, hello.
Hello, madam.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased to have you on the Green Hour today.
Thank you very much.
I know you are a proud Bayangi man, like you said, or you always say.
Yes.
And of course, you're still a student at HIPS. But then I understand that from your profile that you are into eco-friendly charcoal briquettes and much more. So you don't just focus about waste management or pollution. You also see how you can turn such waste into eco-friendly briquettes, right?
Yes.
Tell us more about that, my dear.
Okay, about Simon. Thank you very much, madam, for this great opportunity. I do recycle plastics into durable bricks that could be used for building, pavements, and road construction. And I also do the charcoal production, the charcoal briquettes production from waste, organic waste like banana peeling, cassava peeling, and coconut shell.
All right. We are so glad to have you on the Green Hour.
Thank you very much.
All right. Beautiful viewers of television, of Royal Television, I want to say you've heard from Ebot Simon. He does a lot. Yes, he's friendly with the environment and why not communities. But then today in Cameroon, since our focus is about plastic pollution in Cameroon and its effects on the environment, I want to tell you viewers of the Green Hour that in Cameroon, plastic pollution is becoming an everyday reality, from clogged drainage systems in Boya, in Douala, to littered shorelines in Limbe and why not Kribi. So what was once seen as a convenience is now a growing environmental and public health threat. Each year, thousands of tons of plastic waste end up in our streets, waterways, and eventually the ocean, worsening floods, harming wildlife, and affecting our livelihoods. In the following paper, yes, Natalie Njuma talks about take two there. In the following paper, Natalie Njuma talks about the International Day of Zero Waste clarion call for proper waste disposal. Yes, the International Day for Zero Waste. It came up on Monday, being the 30th day in the month of March. Let's take a listen to that paper and we'll come back to talk about waste pollution, precisely plastic pollution in Cameroon.
International Day of Zero Waste, commemorated every March 30, seeks to highlight the importance of waste management globally and the need to promote sustainable consumption and production patterns to address the waste pollution crisis. According to environment experts, Every year, humanity generates between 2.1 billion and 2.3 billion tons of municipal solid waste. Without urgent action, the annual waste generation will hit 3.8 billion tons by 2050. They further added that waste pollution threatens human health and aggravates the triple planetary crisis of climate change, nature, land and biodiversity loss, as well as crisis of pollution and waste. As International Day of Zero Waste is commemorated on the theme is a theme which stresses on food disposal, yet preventable driver of environmental harm. It is observed that the world is wasting food at an alarming scale, finding food security and slowing progress towards a zero waste. And waste represent a major climate and environmental threat. They account for up to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions, nearly 5 times the emissions from the aviation sector, and up to 14% of global methane emissions. Food waste is among the most cost-effective, achievable climate solutions aligned with zero waste approaches that prioritizes prevention, resource efficiency, and systematic change. Government, businesses, and individuals must embrace zero waste to overcome the waste pollution crisis. Can't call on stakeholders, including government, civil society, businesses, academia, communities, women, and youth, to participate in national, subnational, regional, and local zero waste initiative. March 30 is the International Day of Zero Waste, observed annually to highlight the importance of sustainable consumption, production, and better waste management.
Thank you so much, Natalie Juma, for that lovely report. We continue to tell you, viewers of the Green Hour, that plastic pollution in Cameroon is no longer just an environmental concern. It is a daily reality. Yes, we see plastics all around us. We live with them. Plastics could be plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic cups, plastic plates. You know, we deal with plastics. It's part of our lives. Yeah. It's part of our communities, I want to say. And so from flooded streets in towns in Cameroon to beaches. Yes, the beaches, we know we have the Kribi Beach, we have Limbe, and many other beaches. We've seen that plastic waste is silently shaping our lives. So today on the Green Hour, we explore how these growing crises affects our health, not only our health, but our environment, and why not our future, and what each of us can do to be part of the solution. We told you at the very beginning that we are joined here by an environmental expert who will help us understand this issue better, and why not tell us more about what solutions can come or help us to better shape our environment, and why not manage plastic waste in Cameroon. So welcome back, Ewood.
Thank you very much, madam.
Once again, we are glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
We have a couple of questions that we would like to ask you in order to better digest this topic of plastic pollution in Cameroon.
Okay.
So the very first question I want to ask is, we've seen that in cities like Boya, cities like Douala, cities like Yaoundé. I want to know, how exactly does plastic waste contribute to flooding?
Okay. Thank you very much again for this opportunity. I will talk about the theory of take, make, dispose. That people focus more on taking plastics, using them, and then disposing them,
okay,
not recycling them. And two, we have different kind of plastics. We have the polyethylene terephthalate, we have the high density polyethylene, we have the low density polyethylene, we have polyvinyl chloride. These are different kind of plastics that exist. There are so many others, just to name a few. So the reason some of these plastics it relates to the flooding we see around, like the drainage. People dump plastics every day. About 1,300 tons of plastics is dumped daily, with thousands of them ending up in the ocean. So in Cameroon, we have about 6 million tons of waste being produced with about 600,000 tons of plastics. That's 10% of plastic makes
Okay.
up the waste.
Okay.
So some of these, like Yaoundé produces about 1,800 tons of plastics per day. Cities like Douala produces about 2,500,000 tons. So some of these plastics are not recycled.
Okay.
They end up especially in our drainage. Some of these drainage now are being blocked by plastics, especially, which now water cannot flow through. Then it ends
see the
up
overflow.
Yeah, you see the overflow, like what I saw in Mutengene that had motivated me to start this journey.
Okay.
There was a lot of flooding right at the road. Vehicles could not pass. So it's the ideology of the take, make, and dispose, not recycled.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've seen a lot of efforts that have been so far been put in control to see how we can curb or control this plastic pollution. But then most of those efforts have proven futile. I will ask, why have efforts to control plastic pollution in Cameroon not been fully effective?
Okay, let's talk about Izaka.
Okay.
Being the main company that manage waste in the whole of Cameroon. Do you know, apart from the 6 million waste being produced, 6 million tons of waste being produced by Cameroonians annually, Izakam only collects 1.2 million of it. So Izakam is limited because Izakam fully cannot manage the total waste in the whole of Cameroon. For me, one of the solutions that for me I think can help in this waste management thing is for more companies to rise that can help manage this waste, because there are a lot of waste that are not being collected daily by the main company that manage waste in Cameroon.
All right, so what risk does plastic pollution pose to human health and marine ecosystems? Okay,
I would say plastics especially causes a lot of harm, because when they end up in streams, like you see, like the sea tortoise, it's about to go extinct just because of plastic. Some of these plastics like that, they eat them. They break down into small molecules called microplastics. Some of these plastics break down into small molecules called microplastics, and fish see them as food, eat them. It harms marine life. Some of us, we depend on those streams, little streams, for drinking water. Some communities, they don't have tap. They believe that streams are the best. So some
communities actually do have the taps, but they will prefer to drink from streams. And the reasons most of them will tell you is it's natural. It's a natural source of water. It's cold. You don't know where this water from taps come from. You know, when they've added the chlorine. So some persons, they don't just want tap water. They'll always go for spring water. Reasons why we've seen, I would say I live in a community where there's actually a stream and a little spring. What they've done is they've added some stones, like just to curb that part of the spring water not to blend with the normal running stream water which is passing. And when you visit that area, they'll tell you, no, you can drink from here, but you cannot drink from here.
Sure.
Yeah, we've seen those things happen. So sometimes some people, maybe, I know, they prefer streams and not tap water. So what you're saying, you're very correct.
Yeah, and again, like you see some other plastics like the takeaway, like a takeaway. When people put food in takeaway that it's hot, you know, it's plastic.
It's plastic.
Actually, the chemicals used to produce the plastic ends up in our food, and we then eat them.
Say it again. It means doesn't mean what we've been consuming so far from plastics is bad to our health?
Very, very bad.
Okay, because the chemicals that are used in producing the plastics end up in food that we consume.
Yes.
Especially when it's hot food.
Yes.
But when the food is cold, is it still okay?
No, it's okay. It's better. Like you see, like you cannot drink tea inside a hot container.
Exactly, it shrinks.
Yes.
It does shrink.
Yes. And you see, like me, I recycle plastics to break. I've already understand the system of plastic, that when plastic is being heated in a high density or in a high heat, it melts. So just imagine the takeaway when food is being placed into a takeaway when it's hot. I know takeaway is not as solid.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a low density.
Sometimes you want to carry it with your hands and you can't carry it even though it's in the plastic
Then
bag.
just imagine food is inside there hot. So those chemicals, it melts. Yes, a little bit, and those chemicals enter into our
go
food.
into our food and we consume, which
And
is
that's
bad
why
for our health.
we end up having cancer without knowing where cancer is coming
from.
Yes.
Because sometimes they'll tell you cancer is hereditary, and sometimes you don't know where it's coming from. Judging from your family background, you realize that there was no one with cancer, but then you are the first person who maybe got sick with that illness, and you get to wonder, like, how did this happen? Where did I get this from? You know, it's not like HIV, where we'll tell you that it's transmitted through needles, sexual relations, and you start asking, like, I am cancerous. How did this happen? So, in other words, you're telling viewers of Royal Television, lovers of the green hour, lovers of the environment, that from the food we eat, especially when it's carried in plastic containers or plastic bags and it's hot, is so bad for our health. What our expert here, Ebot, is trying to say is this: it's okay to go get food, but you can use breakables. Is it okay to use breakables?
It's okay.
It's preferable than plastics, because when you use plastics, certain chemicals that were used in making the plastic, they'll go into your food and it's bad for human consumption.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's why you are an expert in your field, and that's why we're happy to have you on the Green Hour. So we were coming to the next question, which actually had to do with certain risk that comes with plastic pollution and human health. But I guess you've already highlighted or talked about that already.
Yes.
And so I want to relate now this risk to marine ecosystems.
Okay.
In other words, what risk does plastic pollution pose to marine ecosystems?
Okay, I would say thousands of plastic waste end up in the ocean. Every year.
We've seen NGOs,
yes,
we've seen experts, communities trying to clean the shores and all of that. Yes.
But I would say people, they have tried their best, but really their best are not enough. Like, if I was doing an analysis from last year and this year with NGOs working on plastic pollution.
Marine waste, yes.
Yes, especially with the marine. You see that now they are focused on selling the plastics and not recycling the plastics. So people intend going to look for clean plastics
rather than just collecting every the plastic from the marine shore.
Yeah, from the marine. So they go and select the plastics and then allow the dirty ones, since that's their own source of income. Meanwhile, those plastics have to be collected all. Yes, and like I said, plastic break down into small molecules called microplastics, and fish intend see them as food. Eat them, and at one point in time we too intend to eat the fish. Of course, we eat the fish and we get sick
without knowing that sickness is coming from the fish you ate.
Yes,
actually you use your money to go get fish. You buy, in fact, you're buying your sickness.
Yes,
in other words. Wow.
Some species are now going extinct. Like they say, where you see sea tortoise stock, you just push it back into the water, because most of those things are going extinct because they eat plastics and they die.
And sometimes we've seen where they will say that the fishes in the water will not have enough space, do not have a proper air, like oxygen, I want to say. And so due to poor oxygenated waters, they will die. Some of them will not make it. At one point, you see scarcity of fish. And because all of that happens, when you come back and you consume it as a human, it relates back to your health issues, where we'll come back to still talk about the cancer. So you could not only have that cancer from the plastic bag that maybe you bought your fruit from, even from the fish we consume because humans, I don't know, they always end up throwing waste into water. The likes of Limbe, when you go down around Town Beach, it's a seaside, it's a fun sea beach. We see so many activities, a lot to drink, a lot to eat, and some persons will go for water, and those waters, the water is found in plastic bottles. A lot of them will just drink and throw away without realizing that the water from the sea will maybe move up when it's evening, takes it back into the sea, and it's actually bad for the fishes, or let's say marine ecosystems in general. Thank you for that clarity. We move on to the next question. This is something I really want to know. This is something I really want to understand. You know, they've told us growing up behind our houses, we used to have pits, we used to have trash bins right behind where in time to come, like you could collect garbage and in a while they'll come and burn it, especially the plastics they'll burn, and they'll tell you for perishable goods just throw them into the farm and it will help as manure to help your crops grow. But then what simple affordable actions can households take immediately to help curb this aspect of pollution, plastic pollution?
Okay, thank you very much. Like in my book, I wrote the solution to the problem of Cameroon waste.
Is that the book?
Yes, this is the book.
Okay.
Okay, so I was highlighting something on one of the solutions is using AI.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, it's a project I was working on using AI to manage the waste crisis in Cameroon. Like how you see it from the comfort of your home. Before your garbage even gets full, then you just press on your phone, waste collection, then we see it from our own, we access your geolocation, then might be at your calendar you put in 2 days time, my waste will be full, we just come and collect. And if that kind of a system is being implemented here, then I think it's going to solve almost 70% of our waste management crisis going on. Because if you see like Izakam will just pass just on the road.
Yes, it can access certain quarters.
Yes, it cannot access.
So in situations where that happens, where there's no easy access into the quarter, what would you suggest that households or the common man as me will do to help curb that pollution, plastic pollution?
Yes, for me, I prefer, since so many people are looking for employment, they should create employment for themselves using their waste from their houses. Like you see, we have the organic waste and the inorganic waste. The organic waste can be used to produce biogas, used for cooking.
We are coming to that.
Okay.
We are really, really coming to that.
Okay, like they should use it as a source of income. Like me, I don't throw anything in my house. Nothing. Everything for me is useful. From banana peeling, coconut shell, plastic bags, and everything. Everything is useful. Everything is useful.
Okay.
It's preferable. Anything I cannot recycle on this life, meaning it does not exist.
But as an environmentalist, you know, I will still come back to this question to talk about the fact that growing up, I would take back to my roots, where we used to have a pit which was dug behind our house, where we would throw certain waste, not all of it. Like I said, the likes of plantain, cocoyam peels, and all that would throw into the farm as manure, a form of manure. And for the plastics, we're burning like in that hole behind our house. That's how we used to do even before Izakam came in, you know. So when Izakam came in, we've seen some certain level of relaxation from people in communities. They don't longer take care of their waste or garbage. But then burning that was a good idea because it will help reduce waste around your community. Another school of thought would tell you is pollution.
Yeah.
How then do we do it? Is it still advisable to do the burning? Like sometimes along the road, you see heap of garbage and there's fire that has been thrown into it and is actually bringing out some smoke and all of that, which of course I know is bad for us as humans to be inhaling. That maybe is a huge form of garbage, but then within our households, is it still advisable to burn certain plastic waste? For you who cannot recycle or you don't know someone who does recycling and you can't access the person, what do you do with such a waste?
Okay, this question is very, very technical.
Yes.
But let me answer. I would say for me, rather than you burn that plastic, it's better you just store them, then you wait for a recycling company or some, because almost every society now or almost every community must have a single person who buy plastic. Yeah, you must to have someone.
We see guys around communities specifying with the kind of plastic they go around taking the plastic. Some will go for bottles, some will go for broken buckets. Plastic broken buckets. I don't usually know what they do with it, but I just see them doing that activity.
They sell them.
Okay.
So let me say, when we come to science, we see respiration. When you burn them like that, it produces toxic substances. let me talk now like a climate change activist that it
yeah.
affects it affects our environment, and it affects the climate as well, because it produces greenhouse gases. Okay, when you talk about respiration, is a complete and incomplete chemical breakdown of glucose in the presence or absence of oxygen. So meanwhile, we are supposed to take in oxygen and send out carbon dioxide, not instead the other way around. If you are burning in your house, how about the little children whose immune systems are not still resistant? Yeah, they are still weak. When you burn them like that, they inhale those toxic substance, and it then affects the house and affects all the neighbors,
even their respiration.
Yes, it affects them. So rather than you burning such things, it's very, very not advisable.
So when those things happen, we are actually taking in carbon dioxide and sending out oxygen.
Yes,
the reverse of what is supposed to happen.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Very, very
all right,
bad.
Thank you so much for that clarification. The last section, before the last question I want to say before we go for a little break and come back to continue part 2 and the green hour. So what urgent policies or enforcement measures are needed? Would you advise authorities to do in curbing the spread of plastic pollution?
Firstly is to create the job market for plastic.
Okay.
Yes, it should be let me say it should be permanently created. That will create a source of income and then reduce plastics away. Because let me say the government now say, okay, if they are the ones buying plastics, do you know, even me myself, my abandon might be what I'm doing and
just to focus on collecting plastics.
and another thing is to put taxes. Like I had an encounter with someone from Australia, and we're walking. He's a tourist, so he told me something that there in Australia, when they find you dumping plastics carelessly, you pay a ransom of $1,000 US. So I was just like $1,000. That's about 600 and something thousand. So if taxes are being levied on people who manage plastics wrongly, that will also help. Because let me say they create a system like there, he was telling me that they created a system where you just easily dump plastics. They have put the cans already, plastic trash already.
They even have machines that will help you collect bottles and just slot in for some change.
Yeah, they give you something.
They give you something. So it's a form of encouragement to the communities, or let's say the public, with those machines. Imagine that if I know that with a bottle I'll get 100 francs. Do you know how many bottles I want to take to that machine? In other words, it will help curb the spread of plastic pollution, especially with bottles. Because I don't know if they have another machine that recycles plastic bags. I don't know. I've not seen that one, but I've seen the ones with bottles where you slot in a bottle for a change. I've not seen one where you slot in a plastic for something. But then the world it's still evolving. I guess someday we'll get there, but for Cameroon, we'll get there by 2035. You know, by that year, we'll be emerging, right? Yes. So thank you so much. At this juncture, we'll go for a little break, and we'll be right back to continue. If you're just tuning in, we say you're welcome to the Green Hour on Royal Television, the new vision of Africa. This is an environmental program known as the Green Hour. I'm your host. My name is Nanga Stoner. Stay glued. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Conversation. Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station. Don't just watch. Interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Welcome back, lovers of Royal Television. This is the Green Hour. I'm Nanga Sonia. I'm not alone. I'm still here with our environmental expert. Yes, he's expert in so many things. I want to tell you that he is an entrepreneur, he is an inventor, a climate change activist, and much more. Indeed, he says his passion is turning waste into useful and valuable products to solve environmental problems and create opportunities for young people in our community, why not our country. And so his name is Ebot Simon Jar. We are still together digesting the topic of today, which is plastic pollution in Cameroon and effects on the environment. We go on to ask you, what inspired you to transform plastic waste into bricks? I know you do that. We understand that that's what you do. So what actually inspired you to transform plastic waste into bricks, and how did you develop the technology or process? Can you share with us?
Okay, thank you again very, very much for this opportunity. I would say one thing that inspired me is the way I saw plastics in my community.
Littered everywhere.
Yes, everywhere was just plastics, and growing up, I find out that we used to use plastics to create something like a little vehicle we are pushing.
Yes.
Yes.
You used to fly, like you used to pierce it with a broom and then you go
Yeah.
around as a,
And
as a fan.
you use the lead as tires.
Yes.
Yes, I remember. That's what I used to do
We used
before.
to play, there's something they call, is it quacks? With those plastics. We use them as players in the field and on a smooth surface.
Yes.
Yes,
So, but I see that those things are too childish, but it's not creating the impact the world really needs. So after advanced level, because I did science, after advanced level, I was going through back my chemistry book, and I realized pyrolysis. I started reading on carbonization and so on and so forth. Then I understood now the science behind plastic, where if you melt plastic and you can transform plastic to anything back. But the aspect of the brick, I would say I got inspired through a woman called Madame Fanny.
Okay.
Yes. So she too she's into
plastic transformation.
Yes, but more of waste management.
Okay.
So she told me that it's very, very good if I do it like that, transforming plastics into the bricks itself. I was doing plastics to bricks, but not the bricks that can look beautiful that you admire.
Excuse me. Excuse. Let me clear my throat. You know I'm human.
Okay.
Okay.
Not the bricks that you will really, really admire.
Okay.
It was not that good, because I would just put them into pan and I do the thing and I would just feel fine. For me, I know I've done my absolutely best. Meanwhile, I had not yet really started the journey. So those are the kind of things that inspired me. And especially, I had no money, lack of job, and I saw that as an opportunity to start something.
So how strong and durable are plastic bricks compared to traditional building materials like cement blocks?
Okay, I would say I produce both.
Okay.
Yes, I produce both. I began producing the cement brick because I was still conducting an experiment. So when you see with the plastic brick is strong and very durable than cement brick.
Okay.
You know, cement absorbs water.
Yes.
Plastic does not absorb water. And it's climate resistant. Cement is not cement bricks are not climate resistant. If you see most of the road constructions or most people in the house, their bricks they get broken. Yes, due to overheat or climate.
Sometimes you see a brick from top to bottom.
Voila. But plastics are not like that. When plastics are being compressed, it's even bulletproof.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you would advise, if I were to build a house today or my house, I want to say I should go for plastic bricks?
Yes, plastic bricks.
Because they are more resistant and bulletproof.
Yes, very, very resistant.
I like that. All right. So what types of plastics can be used in your production? And are there any limitations to it?
Okay, I will say the kind of plastics that can be used for productions are the polyethylene, terephthalate, just the normal polyethylene, then we have the low density polyethylene. When I talk about polyethylene terephthalate, I mean the plastic bottles. Yes, they are very, very good for production, the plastic wrappings, but the lids are not that good for production, because the lids has its own boiling point. Let me say plastics have their different heating points, because polyethylene has its heating point, and polyvinyl chloride has its heating point. If you're recycling polyethylene to bricks, it's good. Like the plastic bottles to brick is good. But the polyvinyl chloride produces high chemicals. They produces high chemicals which affects you and affects everyone which is around. But plastics, these bottles are not like that. So I prefer people should look for more of the plastic bottles, and it is it that is causing one of the highest pollutions in the world now.
All right, in everything you do, there are usually challenges, there are usually benefits. So I want to focus more on the challenges. What challenges have you faced in scaling up this innovation in your community, or let's say Cameroon, from collecting to production?
First is the funding.
Okay.
Yes, that's the first challenge, because a lot of people have not yet really understood what I'm doing and my goals and my vision. Like when I started this recycling stuff, people were laughing in my community that I've left the university to become mad.
Yes, and you're picking trash.
Yes, I'm picking trash. So some of those things were one of my highest discouragement. But after I became a success, people liked it, and though people were just like, it's good, we talk to the government to support such projects, and other people are like, Cameroon government does not support such projects, I should travel out of the country, that would be more beneficial for me. That if I'm out of the country, I'm going to make good money with what I'm doing. But here in Cameroon, people so all those forms of discouragement for me to give up my journey, it's there. And those are one of my barriers and one of my limitations, because one of the highest clap you like to receive are from the close people around you. But instead, you don't see that. And another limitation I've had is awareness, creating awareness. I'm getting access to more schools.
Yes.
To create awareness. Maybe when you people are done with plastic, you can gather this and pick. But sometimes people are just looking like one small boy is coming here to talk about plastic.
Like, what are we doing with plastic? It's just trash.
And sometimes some people look at my age and my size and think I don't have a good
mastery of what you're doing
or what I'm doing. But with me, I know I'm an expert.
Yes,
I already know I'm an expert in it.
That's great.
Yeah. So if there's community awareness, if there's funding, especially, then I'll reach my goal to train 2,000 people and create at least 1,000 jobs this year.
All right. So for the last question before you go, Ebot, how can this solution contribute to both reducing plastic pollution and addressing housing or infrastructure needs locally?
Okay, this solution is good. It's going to help the community. It's going to help the infrastructure of Cameroon, especially. Like you see, we spend a lot of money constructing roads all the time, and still yet roads getting bad. If you see, like in India, most of the road construction in India, according to my research, most of it is being from plastic. You see, plastic, when it's being used for road construction, like the bricks, I saw at the Tiko Douala road, they put bricks on the road for years. But imagine those bricks were plastics. It will hardly be broken, very, very hard. Climate will never affect it. Nothing will affect it. It can be here for hundreds of years.
And it doesn't go back.
It doesn't go back. So I think the community, the government should instead support this project and make it nationwide. It's going to create employment and then reduce plastic.
The rate of pollution, plastic pollution around communities and the country in general.
Yeah, and even the community will not say they're coming to give you plastic for free. Them now is their own way for employment.
Yes,
I have to buy plastics from them. and them now they want to gather plastic all the time to sell it to me.
Exactly.
Yes. Ma'am.
So before you go, your last word to our viewers out there about this topic.
I would say that plastic pollution is affecting us, is affecting our ecosystem, our food chain. Plastic is affecting marine life, and waste especially can be recycled. All waste can be recycled. We can recycle our organic waste into biogas. We can recycle plastics into bricks. I'll encourage all the young innovators, all the young people out there, that let's go in, let's work together, let's collaborate, and why not continue with such initiative, because I will love to see a lot of recyclers out there in Cameroon, people who are recycling. So it helps ease the work, not me, I alone, but because I know there are so many passionate young people out there who are feeling discouraged to start because they have not seen others doing it.
All right.
I should be their first example.
Thank you. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll give you some Did You Know facts about plastic pollution. 5 intriguing Did You Know facts about plastic pollution, after which we'll continue to talk about your book.
Thank you very much.
Let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Royal TV viewers, your voice matters, and now we want to hear it louder than ever. We've created a special WhatsApp feedback group just for you. Got opinions about our shows? Suggestions to make Royal TV better? Compliments, complaints, or hot takes? This is your direct line to us. Joining is easy. Simply scan the QR code on your screen right now, and you're instantly connected to the Royal TV community. Be part of the conversation. Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station. Don't just watch, interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.
Viewers of Royal Television, slowly but surely, we are drawing our curtains in no time. But then, we still have some minutes to be with you all on today's edition of The Green Hour. Before we go, we've been talking about plastic pollution in Cameroon and its effects on our society, or let's say communities, and why not possible solutions as how we could help curb the spread of this plastic pollution. But then, at this juncture, we're bringing you 5 Did You Know facts about plastic pollution, starting with number 1. Did you know every year the world produces over 400 million tons of plastic, and a large portion is used just once before being thrown away? Did you know? Did you also know that an estimated 8 to 11 million tons of plastic enter the oceans annually, which is equivalent to dumping a truckload of plastic into the sea every minute? Did you know that? Third, did you know for the day? Did you know plastics can take up to 500 to 1,000 years to decompose, meaning nearly every piece of plastic ever made still exists till today in some form? Did you know? Did you also know that tiny plastic particles called microplastics have been found in drinking water, food, and even in the human bloodstream? Did you know? Another did you know fact, the last but not the least one, did you know that less than 10% of all plastic waste ever produced has been recycled, with the rest ending up in landfills, incinerators, or the natural environment? Did you know that? Yeah, some 5 did you know, or say intriguing did you know facts about plastic pollution. Some things you didn't know, I guess you know them thanks to the Green Hour, which comes up every Saturday 3 to 4 p.m. on Royal Television, the new vision of Africa. We are still in the company of our guest. Yes, he has a book, and we want to use this opportunity. We'd like you to use this opportunity to tell us about your book. This is the book, and it's titled Waste to Wealth: Nothing is useless. And this book has been written by Abot Simon Nja.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the book.
Okay, Waste to Wealth, Nothing is Useless is an inspiring book that I wrote explaining how you can recycle your waste into useful things and to create employment for yourself. It begins with my journey. That's how the book begins, with the introduction on how I started my journey. Then you are going to see other interesting part of the book, like the solution to waste crisis. And one of the most important part of the book is how to recycle these plastics into bricks and how to produce charcoal from waste.
Okay.
Like the banana peeling, the cassava peeling, every step is inside the book. Every step. And you will see other things like the questions you have to ask yourself before starting this journey. It makes you understand what you are going in for. And you will see one of the sixth chapter of the book, which talks about the business, how to go about the business, yes, of plastic recycling, how you can generate income for yourself. So I believe this is a very, very inspiring book.
So if someone were to ask for a copy, how do they access this? How do they get to you?
Okay, you can get to me through my social media platform. You can get to me through my WhatsApp number,
Which is?
675-247501. And this book is just 1,000 francs.
Okay.
CFA.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Abot
madam.
Simon Nja, for being with us on the Green Hour today.
Thank you very
Indeed,
much.
we've really digested the topic thanks to all you know and you've shared with us
Thank you very
on
much.
the Green Hour.
This is your direct line to us. Joining is easy. Simply scan the QR code on your screen right now and you're instantly connected to the Royal TV community. Be part of the conversation. Influence our programs. Help shape the future of your favorite TV station.
It's been an interesting Saturday with you all, viewers of Royal Television, on the Green Hour. We've been talking about plastic pollution in Cameroon and why not effects and possible solutions to that topic. I would say plastic pollution may be a growing crisis, but it is also a solvable one. The choices we make today at home, in our communities, and as a nation will determine the kind of environment we leave for future generations. In other words, if you want a safe and healthy environment, it starts with you, the individual. It starts with you within your household. It starts with you making the change in your community, in your town, and why not in your country. We've definitely come to the end of the Green Hour today. I have been your host on the program. My name is Nanga Sonia. See you next week for another interesting topic, another interesting time with you all. And why not have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye from Boya.
Don't just watch, interact, engage, be heard. Scan the code and join the Royal TV WhatsApp group now. When we dream alone, it is only a dream. But when many dream together, it is the beginning of a new reality.